Thank you, ASUS, for partnering with me on today's video. Okay, so if I had less than $800 to spend on a laptop, what would my priorities be? First, battery life. I need it to last. Second, it can't be slow. Third, it should be portable, not some chunky rocket ship. And since this is my personal laptop, I want it to actually look nice. And I know $800 won't get me the best display out there, but it still needs to be easy on my eyes, and please, some good ports. Let's not do the dongle life if we don't have to. Well, it turns out that laptop exists. This is the ASUS Vivobook 16, and honestly, if 18-year-old me heading into university 9 years ago had this, I would have been set. After using it for the past week, I've gotten a solid feel for what it does well and where it falls a little bit short. So let's start from the beginning. The moment I took this laptop out of the box, it was clear that for the price, it looked fantastic. I was sent the quiet blue colorway, and my goodness, does it look clean. Right away, I checked out the port selection. We're getting 2 USB 4 ports, HDMI, and a 10 gigabit USB-A on the left with another 10 gigabit USB-A on the right, so solid connectivity. There's no dongles needed for this computer. I tried opening the laptop with one hand, and it almost passed the test, or it kind of did. After that, I went through the motions of setting up Windows 11, which gave me a chance to feel out the keyboard. Typing feels comfortable, and I really appreciate the full-size number pad, a small thing that students and professionals will definitely find useful. One thing I'll always be jealous of on PCs is Windows Hello. Setting it up with the built-in IR webcam was seamless, and now I have fast, secure face unlock, which is both convenient and just cool to use. Once Windows 11 finished setting up, my first impressions were solid. This computer feels really snappy. Web pages loaded quickly, and when I played a YouTube video, I was pleasantly surprised by the clarity of both of the speakers and the display. Okay, it's a brand new day. I just got back from the gym, and I wanted to actually start off by wanting to document my journey with the Vivobook from ASUS, because I never actually had, it's been a while since I've had like an everyday affordable computer that is meant for people that are not looking to break the bank. So I thought it'd be fun to document that journey, see where it goes, set this up. We're gonna put this on my ASUS monitor right here, actually. Forgot the name of it. It's a freaking beast. I'll put the name of it on screen. I actually made a whole video about it, which I'll link somewhere at the top of this video. You guys wanna go ahead and check it out. But yeah, let's get this set up, and that way we can start working on it. Setting this computer up on my desk setup was effortless. I just plugged in a Thunderbolt 4 cable, and instantly it was connected to everything. Since my laptop sits below my monitor, I also adjusted the screen orientation to match. Next, I installed all the apps I use daily. Opera as my preferred web browser, ASUS Display Widget to manage my OLED monitor because it's super convenient from the app, 1Password for password management, Notion where I run my business and organize my entire life basically, Fantastical as my preferred calendar app, and Spotify. Like, you just can't live without that. Once everything was set up, I got a better feel for navigating this laptop. Typing, browsing social media, everything felt smooth. I configured it just like my MacBook Pro, and the experience was seamless, with everything working exactly as expected. After spending more time with the keyboard and trackpad, I can confidently say that they're both very well done. Typing on this laptop feels really good. Each key has a satisfying amount of tactile feedback. The trackpad is also large, smooth, and easy to use, making navigation feeling effortless. One small tip I'd recommend is customizing your dock or taskbar to remove any apps you don't use frequently. Little optimizations like this can make the transition to a new laptop much smoother, especially if you're coming from another system like me. I spent some more time testing the speakers, and I did this by listening to Justin Bieber, who is like low-key like my favorite artist. I was honestly expecting them to sound worse, but I was pleasantly surprised. They sound decent, not mind-blowing, but better than I expected for the price. They do also support Dolby Atmos, so there's room here to listen to supported content and get some sound separation, which is pretty cool. If I didn't make it clear already, I have the 16-inch model, but this laptop also comes in a smaller 14-inch version. On my lap, it doesn't feel too big or heavy at all. In fact, I actually prefer larger laptops because they make working on them that much more enjoyable when you have all the extra screen space. Holding it with one hand was also effortless. This is by no means a heavy laptop, and if anything, ASUS did an excellent job making a larger laptop feel lighter than it should. At this point, I caught myself just admiring the design again. It still blows me away how good this laptop looks for the price. ASUS really put effort into making this feel premium despite its affordability, and it shows in every little detail. That same quality also extends through the display. While it's by no means a high-spec panel, it still does the job really well. The 16-inch Full HD IPS panel with a 16:10 aspect ratio and a 60Hz refresh rate is comfortable to look at, and from what I filmed of it displaying 4K footage, it actually looks really good. I don't think anyone buying in this price range would feel disappointed by the screen. It's sharp, has good color reproduction, and it's easy on the eyes for long sessions of work or content consumption. The only thing I'd mention is that it only reaches 300 nits of brightness, so I would not recommend using this laptop outdoors in direct sunlight. It's just not going to be that visible. However, in normal environments like a classroom or an office, it's going to work just fine. Okay, so it's been a few days with the Vivobook 16, and usually by this time I have a really good understanding of how a laptop like this applies to my life and other people's lives, and I've picked up on a lot of really interesting things that I'm gonna share with you right now from my experience. One of the first things I noticed right away is how quickly this laptop wakes up thanks to the Snapdragon X chip. It's practically instant on at the press of a button, which I really enjoy. Another feature I didn't expect to appreciate as much is the 180-degree hinge. At first, I just had fun messing around with it at full range of motion, because honestly, it is kind of fun to do it, but the real benefit is how easily you can adjust the screen to the most comfortable position for your eyes. And here's something I didn't expect to love: a calculator shortcut. I use calculators all the time for budgeting and expenses, and being able to open it instantly with a single key is way more convenient than I had anticipated. Of course, one of the biggest standouts of this laptop is the battery life. I've been easily getting all-day battery, and it's great that ASUS includes a 65-watt fast charger in the box. If you ever need to top up quickly, it can go from 0 to 50% in just 30 minutes, which is a lifesaver, honestly, when you are in a rush. I also spent a lot of time testing out Microsoft Copilot, which is built into Windows 11, and I've gotten really comfortable using it, especially for planning my upcoming bachelor trip to Turkey, since I am getting married this spring. And since I've been away from Windows for a while, it was incredibly convenient to ask it basic questions about the OS and have it guide me instantly. Then there's the live captions, which turned out to be way more useful than I expected. If you ever forget your headphones and can't play audio out loud, this feature automatically transcribes audio in real time, and from my testing, it's surprisingly accurate. But this was the real surprise: Glide X, which comes pre-installed on this laptop. I had no idea that this existed, but it lets me connect my iPhone to show my messages and notifications. It also allows me to use my iPhone's camera as a webcam and transfer files wirelessly in a way that feels similar to AirDrop. I genuinely didn't know these features were a thing, but they make the experience so much better for iPhone users who are considering a Windows PC. Okay, so this is what the webcam looks like on the Vivobook 16. It actually looks pretty good in my opinion, especially for a laptop at this price point, and you're also hearing how the microphone sounds. But get this, there's a button on the keyboard, it's F10. If you press that, it's going to turn on single presenter mode, and it's using ASUS's AI noise canceling built-in feature to allow your voice to be more clear and remove a lot of the background noise. I've already tested this before this recording, and it actually works really well. I'm really impressed by this. The only thing to be mindful of is that this is an ARM-based computer, meaning it runs on a different architecture than Intel and AMD-based ASUS laptops. Developers are still working on optimizing apps for Snapdragon chips, so before getting a PC like this, I'd recommend checking if your favorite apps run natively on ARM. Overall, after spending some time with the Vivobook 16, I can confidently say it offers some of the best value for anyone looking for an affordable, reliable laptop. It's a great choice for students, casual users, and everyday professionals who just need something that gets the job done. If you're interested, click the link down below to check it out today. Thank you for watching. Comment a big blue heart if you made it to the very end of the video, and I'll talk to all of you guys in the next one. Peace.